So Carolyn and I thought we'd be clever and we would use trees to hold our firewood in place here, like that. But twice now, this one, maybe 3 times, this one has fallen over. And then we did it over here as well. And twice it has fallen over. What's happening is the trees sway in the wind. This is a windy day. It's pretty windy actually. As they sway, it, I guess, drags that wood back and forth until it finally falls over. So I'm gonna have to move this again. I think I'll just put it back with the regular wood pile. I got another wood pile down the hill. I might put it down there. I mean, it doesn't matter. I like having that wood pile full. I don't know why, but it just looks so impressive. I haven't taken much from it. No big deal. I'll just get the lawnmower up here sometime when things are less busy. I'm trying to get ahead on my other channel. I'm trying to get a couple weeks ahead on my script writing. It takes a lot of writing to make this other channel, you know, write the jokes and look up the news articles. So right now I'm 1 week ahead, and then I got to do taxes. So that's going to take several days, pulling up receipts and all that. Once I get the taxes done, then I can get back to doing some things around here, you know, once I have like 2 weeks worth of skits completed. Today is just another day of doing chores and then getting back in there and getting on the computer. I like that other channel a lot. It's easier to come up with video ideas, obviously, because it's just one idea. It seems to be growing at a relatively decent pace. Roughly, I'm going to say an average of 15 new subscribers a day, maybe 10 to 15, which is a lot better than this channel did when it was that young. I remember just all the time wishing that I could break that 10 subscriber a day mark. And then finally it happened, and we started getting, you know, 20 or 30 subscribers a day. And then last year, was it last year? The year before last, I was getting 50 subscribers a day. Well, now we're back down to, well, actually none. We don't get any subscribers on this channel now. So it's kind of refreshing to know that I've hit on something that might be successful. So that'll keep this channel running. Getting that channel successful will keep this one going. We were talking about, there's a school pretty close by. I was talking about, you know, if this doesn't work, what we're going to do. She says, well, I guess you'd be a janitor at the school. And I thought, you know what? That's not a bad idea. So, but this one seems to be working, and maybe a couple of years I'll be at a level on that channel that will keep this one where I just don't have to work so hard at it. I'll put a up next box around my face, around here somewhere at the end of this video. It's like the last 20 seconds of the video. Just click it takes you over to the other channel. The other thing I'm trying to do with that channel is I got to get people to stop hitting the high speed. They'll take it over to 2x speed. So I've been putting little 1-second clips in it. It forces people to slow down so they can read the little clips. Because watch time is so critically important on YouTube. And when you speed it up, you lose that watch time. I mean, it's not your fault. It's my fault because I can't get you to slow it down. And that's the way YouTube looks at it. So I have to figure out how to slow it down. This one, I guess there's so much activity. The watch time is really good on this channel. They don't speed it up a lot. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I don't think they run it on 2x speed on this channel. And it's always been really good. So last week, when I went to Dollar General, gas prices were $2.99. Well then, I guess 2 days ago, we went to Dollar General again, and it was at $3.09. And I was hoping that would be the end of it. So when I saw it was at $3.09, I decided, you know what, I better get some gas for my gas cans in the truck. And it went up to $3.19. So overnight, it went up another 10 cents. You go to the gas station, you fill up 2 cans of gas in your truck. I never let my truck get that low. And you're spending $70. Granted, I only got to fill up all this stuff once a month or so. The biggest problem is they're raising all these prices so high in the wintertime. You know, wintertime is when I have to run the generator the most because it's cloudy. I mean, look at today. It's just completely cloudy. There's no sun. The days are shorter. So I got to run the generator a lot more frequently than I do in the summertime because solar panels just aren't charging the batteries. Well, I still don't have to run it a lot. I mean, when we were nomads, I would run the generator 8 hours a day, 4 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the evening. With winter, I've been running it 2 hours in the evening and 2 hours in the morning on these cloudy days. So it's not near as bad. I mean, solar panels are obviously doing a lot better job than having nothing at all. But it's still, with these gas prices, just really expensive. That being said, it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, you figure I'm spending, well, now I'll be spending, you know, $32 or something like that, $33 for gas for a month. So if my electric bill, if I was to look at my electric bill, it's still not terrible. I remember last time we had a house and we were never home. I worked 16 hours a day, Carolyn worked forever. And I remember at least paying $50 or $60 in electric without running an air conditioner or anything. I do know that Mom and Dad both, Mom just recently talked about her electric bill, but I don't remember what she told me what it was. And Dad, he's down in Florida, and he told me about his electric bill, and it was $400. So they're both paying several $100s for their electric bill, and I'm paying $30 for my gas for the generator. So I feel like I'm still ahead of the curve. And the one thing I think a lot of people don't understand about solar is they want to get enough solar so they can run everything that they have. Being a nomad, I think, really helped Carolyn and me understand that being the primitive isn't that bad. That you can do things you wouldn't have expected yourself to be able to do. One of the things I remember going into the nomadic lifestyle was using those privies, those outhouses. Oh, I hated that. I just couldn't stand the thought of it. But as you got into it, you got used to the idea and it wasn't so bad. You clean the toilet before you start. You learn that you can do a lot of things and you can overcome a lot of discomforts, and it just becomes normal. It's not so bad. You're not having a fancy meal every day. Carolyn and I eat some sort of meat product. And of course, I've been Googling keto a lot because I guess we kind of have a keto diet. Not really, but kind of. So I've been trying to understand that because it's easier to find information about keto than it is a carnivorous diet. The other day, obviously, YouTube sends me a video about keto, and it was a comedian. And he was talking about how much he hated the keto diet because food's supposed to taste good. I think what Carolyn and I have been doing with our food is just absolutely fantastic. It's awesome. So I think you just get used to things after a bit of time. I forgot to start the generator. I'll have to start it up, let it warm up. That's okay, I'm not gonna go through this whole process of filling that water tank again. So there's just things you get used to. Coming into the house, with a nice warm house, with the heater on. And you're like, oh, nice warm house. Over time, you don't even realize, oh, I gotta start the wood stove. The other thing is we've set our life up, I think, the comfort is kind of automatic, where we don't have to pay for it. The tiny house is a great thing to have. Now, a lot of people are gonna say, well, you can't live in a tiny house. We need more room than that and all that. But when you start looking at the advantages of a tiny house, then you begin to realize that it might be worth it. We have 192 square feet. It's under 200 square feet because that was the cutoff to get the permit, where you didn't have to get a permit to build. So we built the walls with 2x6s and the ceiling with 2x6s. No, the ceiling's 2x4s, but we use 2x6 insulation. What is that, R2019 or something? I don't know. But it was real thick, so it fit. Most houses have 2x4s, so you don't get as much insulation. Our house just holds in the heat. It just won't let it go. So it doesn't take a lot to heat it up. And another thing we have to do is we get it up to like 90 degrees with the wood stove. And then it comes all the way down to 68 degrees before we light it again. Again, a lot of people wouldn't want 90 degrees. I've heard that a lot. Every time I say it, oh, that's too hot. But it saves us a ton. And you start to learn, that's the thing, that the heat it's not that bad. I mean, what'd you do before air conditioners? What do people do before air conditioners? They manage. I mean, look at all those old movies. You know, the lady sitting out on the porch, waving some sort of fan. And so you do get used to it. The house is underneath trees, so it's very well shaded. So you get used to the 90 degrees, and then it gets down to 68 degrees. I remember before moving here, I hated winter. Hated it. I just could not stand winter. I didn't want to be out in the cold. I hated it. I don't know how to explain it any more than I hated it. But look at me today. It's breezy, it's chilly. And all I got was in a sweatshirt. I've adjusted, I've adapted. Well, then it comes to electric. I was talking about gas prices and electric. That's what I started this video out with. And so I'm trying to bring it back to that. That the gas prices, that electric is not really a necessity. If we could figure out how to get rid of the refrigerator, we could totally get rid of the generator, other than filling the water in the wintertime. And that only takes about a half hour, so that doesn't take a lot of gas at all. We wouldn't have to run it at all, because cloudy days, sunny days, it wouldn't matter. Only thing we're running is a tablet, actually 2 tablets now that I got the second channel. So 2 tablets and 2 cell phones. Well, we got 2 fans also, I should say. But in the summertime, we only have 1 fan. And I don't notice, Carolyn, I don't think, notices that we don't have electric. It never crosses our mind how little electric we have. And if we can figure, like I said, if we can figure out how to get rid of the refrigerator, and yes, somebody's gonna say you could do this or do that. To us, it's pretty difficult right now. It's something that we're gonna have to get adapted to. I would suggest looking at your life, if you got a high electric bill, and start figuring out what you can just unplug and get rid of. I don't need that anymore. You know, we use a little battery operated lantern and we recharge it every night off solar. It uses very little electric. The 2 biggest utility bills is heat and air conditioning. So if you'll check out that video right here in my face, I'd really appreciate it. So I hope I can inspire you to reduce your utility bills so you can live your dream. Thanks for watching.